Hi, my name is Nicole. Today we're going to be reading Did I Ever Tell You How Lucky You Are by Dr. Seuss. So I'm going to read the page first, and then I'm going to show you the picture. When I was quite young and quite small for my size, I met an old man in the desert of Dries, and he sang me a song I will never forget. At least, well, I haven't forgotten it yet. He sat in a terribly prickly place, but he sang with a sunny, sweet smile on his face. When you think things are bad, when you feel sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Just tell yourself, Ducky, you're really quite lucky. Some people are much more, ever so much more, muchly, much more unlucky than you. Be glad you don't work on the Bung Bridge that they're building across Boober Bay at Bum Ridge. It's a troublesome world. All the people who are in it are troubled with troubles almost every minute. You ought to be thankful, a whole heaping lot, for the places and people you're lucky you're not. Just suppose, for example, you lived in Gazette and got caught in that traffic and on Zate Highway 8. That's a lot of traffic there. Pretty sure this guy's yelling something rude to that guy. Maybe like, my cart is way better than your just horse. Donkey, whatever it is. Anyways, that's what I think they're saying. Oh my gosh, that guy's even touching his nose. See? Over here. Oh, not there where these fingers are pointing, but where my thumb's pointing to. See? That's a lot of traffic. Or suppose, just for instance, you lived in Gazer with your bedroom up here and your bathroom up there. So your bedroom is here, and you'll have to, I think, walk all the way over here, up the staircases and into the bathroom. That is long. Just suppose you are poor Herbie Hart, who has taken his Stromdimbelator apart. He never will get it together, I'm sure. He never will know if the gick or the gur fits into the scrux or the snux or the snur. Yes, Ducky, you're lucky you're not Herbie Hart, who has taken his Stromdimbelator apart. Think they work you too hard? Think of poor Allie Sard. He has to mow grass in his uncle's backyard, and it's quick-growing grass. And it grows as he mows it. The faster he mows it, the faster he grows it. And all that his stingy old uncle will pay for his shoving that mower around in that hay is the pitifulest pay of 2 duklas a day. And Allie can't live on such a piteous day. So He has to paint flagpoles on Sunday in grooves. How lucky you are you don't live in his shoes. I didn't show you any pictures except this. That's a lot of grass. And poor Mr. Bix. Every morning at 6, poor Mr. Bix has his born fin to fix. It doesn't seem fair. It just doesn't seem right. But his born fin just seems to go slump every night. It slumps in a heap, sadly needing repair. Bix figures it's due to the local night air, and it takes him all day to unslump it, and then the night air comes back and it slumps once again. So don't you feel blue. Don't get down in the dumps. You're lucky you don't have a born fin that slumps. That thing's big and long. And while we are at it, consider the scalots, I think that's slots, the crumplehorn, web-footed, green-bearded scalots, whose tail is entailed with unsolvable knots. If he isn't muchly more worse off than you, I'll eat my umbrella. That's just what I'll do. Oh, he's weird. And you're lucky indeed you don't ride on a camel. To ride on a camel, you sit on a whammo. A whammo, you know, is sort of a saddle held by a button that's known as a faddle. And boy, if your old whammo faddle gets loose, I'm telling you, Ducky, you're gone like a goose. See, there are the buttons. Oh my gosh. His is unbuttoned. Oh, he's gonna go loose sometime soon. This button is loose. And poor Mr. Potter, T crosser, I daughter. He has to cross T's and he has to dot I's and an T factory out in Van Nuys. Oh yeah, what do they need that for anyway? Oh, the jobs people work at. Out west near Hot, there's a hotter bee watcher. His job is to keep both his eyes on the lazy town bee. A bee that is watched will work harder, you see. Well, he watched, but in spite of his watch, that bee didn't work any harder, not much. So then somebody said, our old bee watching man just isn't bee watching as hard as he can. He ought to be watched by another hotter. The thing that we need is a bee watcher. Well, the bee watcher watched the bee watcher. He didn't watch well. Where was it? So another hotter had to come in as a watcher. And today, all the hotters who live in Hot. Did I show you? Maybe not. And today, all the hotters who live in Hot are watching the watcher who's watching that bee. You're not a hush watcher. You're lucky, you see. That's a lot of people. And how fortunate you're not Professor DeBreeze, who has spent the past 32 years, if you please, trying to teach Irish ducks how to speak Javanese. If you speak Javanese, do you actually know what this says? Because I don't. And think of the poor puffing Poogle horn players who have to parade down the Poogle horn stairs every morning to wake up the Prince of Pooh Boken. It's awful how often their Poogles get broken. Just suppose your poor Harry Haddle. Try as he will, he can't make any shadow. He thinks that perhaps something's wrong with his giz. And I think that by golly, there probably is. Where's he? Look, he doesn't have a shadow. That's so weird. Even I have it. No, you can't see it. But there's actually a shadow under me right now. Oh, look, the book. The book, there's a shadow. He does not have a shadow, which is very, very weird. And the brothers Bazoo, the poor brothers Bazoo, suppose your hair grew like theirs happened to do. You think you're unlucky? I'm telling you, Ducky. Some people are muchly, ever so muchly more unlucky than you. Wow. Gosh, wow. Who's the front? Oh, that's the front. He's so good. Probably feels so good. And suppose that you lived in that forest in France, where the average young person just hasn't a chance to escape from the perilous pants-eating plants. But your pants are safe. You're a fortunate guy, and you ought to be shouting, "How lucky am I!" And speaking of plants, you should be greatly gladish you're not Farmer Falkenberg's 17 radish. Oh my gosh, wow. Is he sure that he wants to get 17 radish? He'll have to plant them. And you're so lucky, you're so lucky you're not Gucky Gown, who lives by himself 90 miles out of town in the ruins of Ronk. Ronk is rather run down. And you're so lucky you're not a left sock left behind by mistake in the caverns of Croc. Da-da-da. Seems like that's mouse or kitten. I think it's supposed to be a mouse. That mouse is looking like, ooh, this sock isn't supposed to be there, but maybe it can be mine soon. Probably. Thank goodness for all the things you are not. Thank goodness you're not something someone forgot and left all alone in some punkerish place, like a rusty tin coat hanger hanging in space. Oh, that's space? Oh. That's why I say, ducky, don't grumble, don't stew. Some critters are much, ever so much more unlucky than you. The end. Wait, did I show you, I showed you that page. I didn't show you this page. Here you go. That doesn't look like space though. The end. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to read next in a comment. Bye!